not weirded out by this yet? Yes, this is literally the entire video. Just this guy sitting down in front of a camera and smiling. And no, this is not being looped or anything like that. Sitting and Smiling is a YouTube series that was created by Benjamin Bennett. Since 2014, he's been live streaming himself sitting in front of a camera and smiling for 4 hours straight. That's it. As of now, he's uploaded 207 videos of him doing this, and is still continuing to do more. Because of how strange and somewhat creepy this appears to be, it has caught some people's attention. Some think it's a form of art, some think it's meditation, while others think he may be mentally ill. Regardless of Bennett's intentions, throughout these videos he's shown an extreme amount of patience and determination. In his 5th video, at one point there's a worm or a centipede or something crawling on his shirt pocket, and then later a fly lands on his forehead, but he doesn't even flinch. He just continues on with finishing the 4 hours. In addition, in the middle of the same video, someone ended up breaking into his house to rob it. All we see of the robbery in the video is someone opening the door and saying hello.
Hello?
But in the description of the video, he explains the robbery more in depth. Apparently someone had broken one of the locks on his door to get into the house during the video, but ended up leaving after seeing him just sitting there and smiling. I personally thought this part of the video was staged at first because I feel like someone would have abandoned the 4-hour sitting thing if a robbery happened, but now I'm actually pretty sure this is real, and I'll explain why later. In addition to his YouTube channel, Bennett also has a website where he literally just posts all of his YouTube videos, and also a Facebook page. I feel that the Facebook page also shows how much integrity this guy has by the email conversation he had with the producer from Tosh.0. I'm sure most of you are familiar with Tosh.0. If not, it's just a show on Comedy Central where a guy named Daniel Tosh talks about viral videos. Anyway, a producer of the show offered to fly Bennett out to Los Angeles to have him on the show, and then pay him for his time as well. Bennett declined the offer, and after the producer kept on repeatedly sending him messages, Bennett said a final response saying he wouldn't be on the show because, in his words, it is based on a brand of humor that is tasteless, exploitative, and chock full of sexist, racist, classist, and homophobic sentiment. On October 22nd, he posted something to his Facebook page telling people that he would be performing live in Brooklyn for some event called Trauma Salon. Trauma Salon is a monthly event that is open to performers, musicians, and artists. The event exists essentially to allow artists to have a place to process or create trauma. I know that sounded kind of vague, but it pretty much sounds like some type of performance art event. I was able to find Bennett's performance from October 22nd on YouTube. All it was just him standing in front of the microphone and breathing into it, while occasionally just talking about what was happening and kind of just thinking aloud.
I'm pretty sure most everyone here is paying attention to me. I can feel it.
Then at the end, he just said he was done and walked off stage. Really, that's about it.
But I'm just gonna walk like through over there.
This wasn't his first time performing at the Trauma Salon. I found another video on YouTube that showed another performance of his from November of 2014. In this performance, he actually has a few buddies up on stage with him. Bennett is the guy on the right. Their performance just consists of them making some music. Well, not exactly music. It's more like this. Maybe I'm just not artistic enough or something, but I just don't get it. This isn't the only music that Bennett has been involved with. He also has an account on Bandcamp where you can purchase some of the other music he has created. The music here isn't really that much different from what you saw in their performance. It's just kind of noise. I guess this falls under the genre of experimental music or something. At this point, I think Benjamin Bennett's intentions become a little bit more clear. He's a performance artist, and his Sitting and Smiling series seems to just be another piece of art that he has created. According to Vice.com, this falls into the category of durational art, which is more about the endurance of the performer than the actual art piece itself. One famous durational artist was a man named Teching C. Some of his work included him locking himself in a cage, disallowing himself to read, write, speak, watch TV, or anything for a whole year. Another project of his was him living on the streets for an entire year without ever going into a single building. And in another, he tethered himself to another artist for an entire year and was not allowed to touch her. To some people, this might be pointless, but it is really impressive that anyone was able to do something that requires this much patience and dedication. Someone at Vice.com actually got a chance to interview Bennett over the phone. I'll only be talking about a few parts of the interview, so if you want to read the whole interview, just head over to the article. Link in the description. Bennett says that there really isn't any purpose in this whole thing. He just felt the internet was lacking something like this. When he was questioned about this being performance art, he did confirm that it was, and even talked about some of its influences, Touching Sea being one of them. The way that Bennett prepares for sitting and smiling sessions is by getting a drink of water and going to the bathroom. However, in one of his videos, he forgot to go to the bathroom beforehand, and you can actually see him pee himself in the middle of the video. The interviewer also asked Bennett about the video that someone broke into his house. Bennett pretty much just retold the event of what happened, and said the reason he was so determined not to move, even during a house robbery, was because he knew that whatever would happen in that video would make for a great video. The video was just more important to him. Now, before, I thought this part of the video was staged or something, but after the interview, I'm convinced that this actually happened. I mean, the guy pissed himself for the sake of not messing up a video, so it does seem reasonable that even a house robber, which is unlikely to be violent anyway, wouldn't be able to make this guy stop. So that pretty much explains it. Although these videos can give off a pretty unnerving vibe if seen out of context, they're just part of a performance art project. Whether you like their performance or not, you have to admit it is pretty impressive that he just sat in front of a camera for so long. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.